Hi, it's Carrie with Picasso Cat Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, my treasured viewers. And if you are new here, you are treasured as well. Today is going to be a little bit of a diversion from what I normally do. I normally do unboxings and maybe just a little life update or what I'm using those products to do, maybe a little bit of a review. Today I'm going to do a little bit of talk about some crafting. You might notice that I have on a very crafty shirt on today, and I have a necklace on that I made myself from parts of another bundle that I unboxed during the Christmas time. I thought I would talk a little bit about my very small amount of crafting. I'm going to do that as a part of my chatty day today. Welcome to the month of February, where everybody turns their mind toward Valentine's Day and hearts and flowers and chocolate. Everybody that follows me pretty much knows that I hate Valentine's Day. I've already said that I was going to tell my Valentine's Day story, and I will, but I didn't want to start out that way. So I wanted to show you that a couple things that I did. I finally got this really great denim shirt, and I just love it, and it's soft. And I don't know if you remember, well, you won't remember, but I remember doing a Dollar Tree haul that I had a ton of stuff on, including crafting items. And one of those items was iron-on kitten patches. So I wanted to show you that I did that. I ironed them on various parts of the shirt. And just, I absolutely love it. You just get an iron out and iron them on. And then you have these wonderful cats crawling on your shirt, which is, I don't know, maybe odd, but I love it. The next thing I'm showing you is this necklace that I made. These were all from my Ulta mini brands unboxing I did over a couple of days during December. I think they are exact replicas of what you find in Ulta. And a lot of us have these things. Like we have the OPI nail polish. We have the e.l.f. primer. Here's a chunky eyeliner. And over here we have more OPI. When I opened them, I thought I have to make charms out of these. I love charms. You can buy through Amazon or Temu and any number of places. You can buy a tiny little drill set. And I think they're specifically for things like jewelry, but they might not be. So you take your mini brand item and you put a tiny little drill hole wherever you want it, and you screw in the eye screw. And then I put another little bail, an open ring in, and closed it. And then on top of that, I used the lobster clasp, charm clasp. And there you have a charm. What I have here on my neck is I got a chain link necklace with all the charms, and I sort of balanced them out, and then I went ahead and made them into my necklace. So yeah, this would be one of those necklaces you'd be constantly fudging around with because you'd want it to all lay flat, so that it would look right. Just a fun, happy way to do something. And then I wanted to show you that you can give them away as gifts. They're really fun as gifts. This is the Super Goop Spray Sunscreen, and I just put like a seashell on one side and a heart on the other just to make it a necklace. This is the Glazed Donut by Truly Aftershave Gel. Here's another OPI nail polish. I also have several items from mini brands, like some purses, some Tupperware, well, it looks like Tupperware, and some little articulated sunglasses. That is pretty much the extent of my crafting. I can basically sort of put things together that I'm like, I want to make that into a charm. I feel like I need to make everything into a charm. And in this, if you just want to do something fun and for somebody, say for a gift, go and find a nice shirt. You can find lots of them at thrift stores. They're not very cheap at thrift stores or at a garage sale. Clean it, wash it, iron it, and make it something really fun, especially for a special person. And that could even be you. The reason I'm wearing these Cinderella shoes is to go on to my next subject, which is a tough one for me. I have a hard time telling the story about why I hate Valentine's Day. I love it for other people. I don't love it for me. I wore my Cinderella shoes to remind myself that when I was a little girl, I always wanted to grow up and find that man that would love me like the prince loved Cinderella. Just love me for me. I always wanted that. All of us basically do. That's why Valentine's to me is kind of a touchy subject. And the reason is because it was used against me in such a cruel way that I never wanted to celebrate it again. I will celebrate Valentine's Day and take my mom and my friends out for lunch. I'll buy myself a box of chocolate, but I don't want any more Valentine gifts ever. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to try to tell it briefly. You can already tell that I'm having an emotion about it. I wasn't going to tell my story because I thought it was just too down. And then I thought, you know what? It's not, because I'm fine now. Okay. And so you can be too. And I thought, other men and women, anybody who's out there feeling either like they don't have a Valentine, or whoever should have bought them something nice mistreated them or ignored them for Valentine, you are not alone. It's not you, it's them. I was in a relationship for many years with a man I considered my husband. I went through a commitment ceremony. We never actually got married, but we were together for many years. And I spent many years and so many days of my life trying to make that man happy and do everything he needed done and participate in every dream that he wanted and all of that. As the years went by, it got to be tougher and tougher. I was a single mom raising 3 children, and I was also taking care of my mother, who is very, very self-sufficient, but she does need somebody around because she has macular degeneration, so she can't see very well. But this man, no attention was ever enough for him. And so one year at Valentine's Day, I always got everybody a little something. Everybody got a card, or, something for Valentine's Day. My kids, my mom, and I would always get him something kind of special. One year came and I got him a nice card, and I got him some candy, and I got him, another present. I can't remember what that was right now, but I gave it to him. And he said in the, middle of the morning, I guess, of Valentine's Day, and he was sitting in his chair. We didn't live together, so if I came in, I would walk through the door, and he just wouldn't even get up out of his chair, to greet me. So I brought it over to him, and he said, "Oh, I feel terrible. I just was so busy. I never got out and got you anything for Valentine's Day. Now I feel really bad." And I'm like, "Hey, that's okay." So I gave it to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I just never got around to it. I'm sorry. Sorry." It was still like 10, 11 in the morning. And I thought, well, maybe he'll go out and get a flower, drive down the street. You can buy flowers from somebody, just anything. Go to the dollar store and get the 2 for $1 Valentine card. I mean, I really don't ask for much. All I ask for is there to be a little thought. That's all, just a little thought. So that day went by. And even though he had all day to go buy something, he never did. And over the next couple of days, I had trouble with that. He knew I was, why are you look so down? Why are you down? And I finally said, well, I feel kind of bad because you just didn't bother to even, get me a 50-cent card. Nothing. And he goes, "Oh, I guess that makes me the worst person ever in the whole wide world. I'm obviously the wrong man for you, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up. Never mind. I gave you a gift. It's nothing. Okay. Next year comes along. We're still together. We're still really trying. I bring him a gift on Valentine's Day. And I'm thinking to myself, he knew how hurt I was that he got me 0, nothing. I don't think he even said Happy Valentine's Day that day. And so the year goes by, and I'm thinking, surely he will get me something, a rose. I mean, go in and get the free chocolate they give you at C's when you walk in the door, and bring that, whatever. And I thought maybe he'll get me something. So I brought him another gift, like I give everybody gifts. And again, he sat back and said, "Oh, I feel really bad again. Honestly, I could not find any time to go buy you another present. I just never got around to it. I'm sorry." And so I was like, that's perfectly okay. So I left because I was not handling that well. It hurt. It hurt. What he told me was he had no time to do anything like go out and buy a present for me. There was just no time, no way to do it. So I left and I came back. And when I came back, the porch was coming in the house, as he's sitting inside. The porch had 4 packages on it with his name on them that had just been delivered. But I knew they weren't for me because they were from a sender that only sends things like screws and bolts and things like that. But there were 4 big packages that were delivered, and they were out on the door, and I picked them up and I brought them all in and I put them on the sofa. And I turned around and I just looked at him because he had to have known that they were delivered because he sat right by the door. So he knew they were sitting there, and he knew that I would bring them in and walk in these items. And I turned around and I just looked at him because all I could think was, you just told me you had no time. Could not find the time to get around to get me anything. But on Valentine's Day, you were able to arrange 4 packages for yourself to be delivered that I ended up having to bring in. I brought them in and I put them down and I turned around and he goes, what? And I go, nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Okay. Because I knew that if I said anything, I would be the one apologizing for having been hurt. I let that go. I let the whole day go. I didn't say anything, and I never did again. And he was waiting for me to. He was waiting. He set the trap for me to say something, and I didn't. And I think it was almost like he wanted to be able to say, yeah, that means I'm a bad guy and I shouldn't be with you and I should leave. I don't know what he wanted. Anyway, we broke up shortly thereafter. I split up with him and we weren't together for a while, and then we decided to try again. And during one of our conversations, I asked him, I want to know why for 2 years in a row you didn't get me a Valentine present, and you knew how much it had hurt me and you did it a second time. And I'm going to tell you his answer, and I'm not making this up, and I'm not going to use the swear word, but you can guess what it was. He looked at me. I'm sitting on the floor, you know, because there was no room for me to sit near him. So I'm sitting on the floor. And he looked at me and said, F you, you don't deserve one. Why, you might ask? Because he felt that I wasn't giving him enough time and attention over the last couple of years. And because I wasn't giving him enough time, I gave him a lot of time and attention, but I wasn't giving enough time and attention. And because of that, I didn't deserve that. That's why I don't like Valentine's Day. This is a man I did all the grocery shopping for, all the cooking, all the cleanup. I helped him in his business and I helped him do a lot of stuff, but I didn't deserve a Valentine's present. The relationship did not last. I'm not alone. I'm not the only person that's been hurt on Valentine's Day. I'm not trying to make everybody feel sorry for me. I just want people to understand their value is not in what other people say. It's not what somebody else says about you or what somebody else does for you or does not do for you specifically in a manner to hurt you. That's them. It's not you. I come on here and I do shopping hauls and I'm pretty much upbeat most of the time, and I am. I feel that a lot of the time. And yet I often go off on, I hate Valentine's Day. Now I think everybody can understand. Get yourself the nicest thing you can imagine to get yourself if you can. For me, it would be like I would get myself a box of chocolate and eat all of it. Everybody has value, and who is anybody else on this planet to tell you or make you feel like you do not? So I have now a wonderful life. I do not have the sadness that I had. I have sadness sometimes in a certain way, in a certain place in my life, like all of us do. Go out and get yourself some champagne, get yourself a rose, whatever, or get it for somebody else. If you can think of somebody who's lonely, somebody you know who doesn't have anybody, get them a card. It's okay. It's okay. This was kind of an off-track video for me. I did promise during one of my last videos that I would tell my I Hate Valentine's Day story, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I've got to unbox, you know, for Valentine's Day that I got, but I'm going to give it out to my friends. I have all that, and that's coming up later, and you'll see me wearing heart shirts and everything because it's part of the month. And I don't really hate Valentine's Day. I hate people that ruin Valentine's Day for everybody else. So anyway, the next videos will be much more upbeat, but I did promise that I would tell you the grueling story of my life when it comes to that. If you have a story that you would like to tell, maybe your Valentine's story, please put it down in the comments, because none of us want to feel like we're the only ones that don't have a Valentine or have really rotten people who have ruined Valentines for us in the past. So we want to gather together and sort of be like, oh, it happened to you, it happened to me too. Let's share. Thank you for letting me take this journey down the sad road of my miserable Valentine's days of the past. Thank you for laughing with me and maybe even, feeling a little sad here and there. I will be doing some Valentine's Day content, and the reason is because that's what I do. I do content and I do hauls, and I just have some great hauls to do really soon. I have another cozy book corners box coming up. I got a Paradise delivered box I bought it myself, but it was after they sent me an email that said, the email blast they sent out, and it said, be your own damn Valentine. I'm like, yeah. So thank you for walking with me down memory lane. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's 100% free, takes almost no effort, and it really helps me out, so I'd appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful few days until I see you again. And as always, keep your eyes open for treasure. Bye.